It's a lot of hockey. 16 games, 32 days. We're aware of that. We talked about it this morning, and we just have to be careful with our practice rest ratio and make sure we're rested up for the games and have enough energy every night.
It's probably a time where having two quality goalies is more important than ever.
Yeah, for sure. It's a huge part of our success this year, and it's a huge part of our team. And they're playing well right now, and Rance has, I think, 3 games under his belt with us, and we'll just keep rotating and see how we do.
Guys talked about keeping their legs fresh over these past few weeks when they didn't have midweek games. Do you think that's something that'll come into play here?
Yeah, we hope. We have a midweek game the rest of the year. I think we like our schedule. It's down to games. You play a lot of games and less practice this time of year. That's what the guys want to do.
You need less practice at this point then?
Well, you're not going to change a whole lot structure-wise with what we do. It's just a matter of keeping the reps, keeping loose, making sure your hands are there, your legs are there, and then small tweaks depending on who you're going to play, and we can do that through video and also morning skates.
Victor was out there on the ice today. Is he going to be available this weekend, or how soon do you think?
Not sure yet. He hasn't really practiced with us full squad. Today was his first day, so we'll just take it day by day and see how he progresses.
What kind of boost do you think he could provide, though, back there?
Well, I personally think it's huge to have him back. Before he got injured, he was playing at a high level, and he was doing a real good job in the way we were playing defensively. And you're going to need 7 or 8 defensemen down the stretch here with injuries and call-ups, and you never know what's going to happen with Chicago and who they might want. So he's a big part of the puzzle as well.
How do you assess Seabrook's play so far?
I think it's been good. He stepped in and played well, and obviously we had a lot of new faces in the lineup Sunday in Chicago with Johns being out for the game, so the defense and all those new guys did a good job.
About Spencer Abbott, how was he coming along those first couple weeks there?
Yeah, it's a good question. I thought he had his best game in Chicago on Sunday. I thought he really skated hard. It was noticeable. He was up and down the ice quick, and he was really good on the power play on the half wall. And him and Hartman seemed to develop some chemistry as two righties, working that half wall and goal line. And the power play will be huge for us down the stretch, and it's nice to have 2 units that have the ability to score goals.
This Adirondack team that we saw in October, 4 of the 6 goal scorers in that game are no longer on either of these 2 teams. Is there anything you can really take from that game moving forward here?
Yeah, not really. That was for our first win of the year, our second game of the year. So yeah, it's been 59 games since we've seen them. So we just watch a little video and pick up a few tendencies on them today, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And then when we've been our best, we've just sort of focused on our game and concentrated on what we're supposed to do, and not get too wound up or too detailed with the other team.
You play this team 3 times in the next 5 games, and they're right on the edge of the bubble. Is that almost even more dangerous than an opponent, someone who's desperate to get in?
Yeah, it's a good question. It could be for sure. We've been in that position before, and you're fighting for your life every game, and this is the playoffs now for them. And I think they're in 9th, a point or 2 out right now, so they're going to be desperate, and we have to play the same way.